Hi, welcome to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. And I'm Dee, and I have a couple of my friends here. Actually, there's some new friends, but they're coming from all over the place. Well, some out here in New York. They're all from New York, but they're living all over the place, and they're sharing stories, and it's going to be really very interesting. I'm really happy. I know, actually, I met Agnes, and well, first, I'm going to say this. Welcome, Passion for Life, and Happy New Year. I know we saw each other last week, but I'm just saying Happy New Year again. And my purpose, my passion is all about sharing and educating people to have the best integrity of life. So it's by just sharing about people's experiences, people's journeys. So we have some journeys that I know you're going to enjoy tonight. So I'm going to say hi to my friends, and we have, uh, well, how do I say, grandma, auntie, and niecey. So I'm going to introduce. We're going to go with the older because this is my contemporary. Agnes, this is my friend. Hi, Agnes. How you doing?
Hi, Dee. Thank you very much for inviting us over to your show. This is very exciting.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing your family with me. And now they're my friends. And this is so awesome. It was so funny because we met a couple of months ago and we just been encountering each other. And you shared your daughter's story to me. And I said, I want her on my show. And you were like, what show? And, and when you told me, we had an art date and then you had to cancel. So you was telling me that your daughter's going to be here, and I was like, well, I want her on my show. I remember I asked you. So here she is. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome.
So when you're on my show for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
I ask everybody, what's your passion for life?
My passion is art therapy.
Right. Well, that's why we were going to do the art thing, because I needed some therapy.
And we will get to it.
We're going to definitely get to it. How long you been doing that?
Oh, a good number of years now.
Okay, so we'll talk about it a little bit. Because we're going to focus, because I know you're going to have to be on another time
For that.
for that. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because since we don't have your daughter, she's going to be going back home. So I'm going to introduce and say hi to Francisca.
Yes, Francisca.
Okay. Francisca, welcome, my friend, my new friend.
Thank you.
And since you're here today, I'm going to ask you what your passion for life is.
Okay, my passion for life is, um, I guess what I spend the most time in is in the area of sustainable design.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm passionate about people learning that there are options and alternatives that are more sustainable and ethical, and understanding how the things they use in their life and they purchase really affect everyone. So I'm a designer by trade. I went to Parsons School of Design, so my career has been in fashion design. So I've been able to take that and move towards a sustainable direction, using more, always trying to find new and better sustainable materials and meeting other people in the same area. So I would say that's my passion.
Wow.
Sustainability, incorporating sustainability in fashion.
Well, see, that's wonderful because that just kind of reinforces what I do. So, and yeah, life is so short, and we have to teach people that there is alternatives because people don't know that there's so many alternatives out here to have a better life because it's kind of scary out there, it really is. Well, I think this young lady, Natalia, she just kind of bogarted, but it's okay. I met her the other day, and I loved her spirit, and she's the little niecey. So, Natalia, I know your life is just starting, but you have a passion.
My passion is to make a difference in the world.
Okay,
Um, yeah.
I like that. That's kind of cool. So you're hanging out with your auntie and your
Yes.
grandma today. So, but we're going to focus on your auntie because she's going to be going back home. Where are you visiting right now? I know this is home, but you are visiting from.
Well, I'm originally born in Costa Rica,
Oh, okay.
actually. So I was
Okay.
born in Costa Rica, and my mom, we moved here when I was about 5 years old.
Okay.
And I've lived in Long Island and went to school in Long Island and went to school in New York City. Um, and I recently got married this year.
Oh, congrats.
Last year.
And, or, yes, sorry, 2015.
Okay.
And my husband got transferred to Abu Dhabi for his
Okay.
job.
Okay.
So that's why we're living there right now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
been about 6 months. So I'm visiting my family. I'm here
Okay.
for the holidays and doing a little work. And I'm here for the week. And then I do go back to Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
next
Well,
week.
is that a transition to be in Abu Dhabi?
Yes, it's definitely very different. The weather is one of the biggest differences.
Really?
Yes, in the heat of the summer, it's an average of 115 degrees
Oh, okay.
Fahrenheit. So it's pretty much you stay inside or go out early in the morning or late at night when
Right.
it's like a low of 90. But I don't mind it so much. Other differences are, I'd say the society is a little more conservative, but I think it's been an amazing experience, and I've gotten to meet people from all over the world
Yeah.
because there are so many people working there from all over the world.
So it's fairly diverse.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're not there for that long. We're only there, for it's not permanent. So
Okay.
so it's kind of like a life experience that I'm enjoying and
That's kind of cool.
taking advantage of.
Well, I know that you started in Costa Rica and then you came here, and there was some challenges that you had when you were younger, because that's what your mom had shared, and so this I think led to where you are now. Can you just share a little bit about your challenges that you?
Well, what led me into sustainable design and ethical fashion is a personal health experience, basically. Because, like I always say, I'm not one of those people that was just born, a free spirit. I always did yoga. I always shopped at Whole Foods. I always, ate organic, and I always thought I was doing everything right. But the truth is, what I was doing for a living which was being a fashion designer in New York City, I was using materials that are actually hazardous to the health of the workers that are using them. And the working conditions, I wouldn't say aren't the fairest. So what happens is it's not something I questioned. I never even thought about it until I started learning, and I started taking some classes at FIT in New York and started realizing what's really behind the scenes. And this year there was a really great movie, 2015, that came out, and it's called The True Cause, so I really recommend people watch that.
Right.
And it's been in a lot of theaters showing all over the world, and it shows the behind the scenes, the people whose lives are suffering, the factory workers, and the environment.
Yeah.
It's just too much, what they call fast fashion. It's too much, too fast, and it just is ending up in landfills all over the world. And so I just like to share a message of conscious consumerism and people thinking twice. Do I really need this? Is it going to really last? Am I going to wear it long term? Because just buying and throwing it out and buying something cheap and it's just not sustainable for the planet.
Right. Now, you were getting issues with your health in terms of toxicity, or
Yes,
it's just
basically, I started I wasn't sure what it was, but I started getting horrible migraines. And a coworker in the office next to mine said, do you think it's the samples? Because I had like hundreds and hundreds of leather samples in my office. She said, do you think it might be all the samples that you're just starting to get in? And I said, no. I've worked in this industry a long time. It can't be that. And then I just found myself starting to open the window more and having a fan and trying to air out the room as much as possible. And I think I just became more and more sensitized. And later I started doing research, and I went to doctors in the city, and basically it's a form of chemical sensitivity. And what happens, something sets you off one day. It actually happens, the average age is, for the people that it happens to, in an extreme way, it's actually the age of 35. So I was,
How old were you when?
I was exactly 35.
Okay.
And I was completely normal. I never had any issues with perfumes or anything like that. And then all of a sudden I became sensitized to all these types of, I just could smell fragrance from really far away, diesel from cars, and I had to basically, I couldn't work in that environment anymore, and I just stopped. And for the first time in my life, I had to evaluate my health and do all this detox stuff, and they know everything. Like I had to get one of the things, had to get an infrared sauna. I could go on and on about how to detox, but I had to detox through my skin. Because your liver basically is overwhelmed. You can't detox through your liver.
And
And
anything you put on your skin actually affects your whole. There's no filter, so it goes right to your body and your liver, and that's the worst. It's if you can't put it in your mouth is better to put it in than, because at least you have a filter. But if you put it on your skin, it's like
I had to like overnight. I had to throw out everything.
Wow.
Anything that says fragrance as an ingredient.
Really?
Yeah. I had to throw out all my perfume, like any shampoos, conditioners. My boyfriend at the time, he had to throw out all his stuff because I just, like, everything would kind of give me a headache, and I don't know. It did get better over time. I definitely had to find my own alternative strategies because doctors were like, okay, we don't know what to do about this. They don't really know how to help with that kind of stuff. Not, not the average mainstream doctor.
No, it's true.
And I think now there is more information, and there's more and more information coming out every day now. I'm still always researching and finding out new stuff. But long story short, I just see it now as something that had to happen in my life to change my path.
Right.
And there have been many blessings that have come with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like one is, like in the most basic way, just throwing out all my cosmetics and just switching to pure argan oil is all I could use.
Really?
And I feel like ever since then, I stopped worrying about my skin or like, what's funny is that once you get rid of all that stuff, you stop spending a huge amount of money and you actually look better and feel better.
Generally.
So it's just so funny how.
Yeah, no, it's true. I don't really wear makeup except for like maybe here. And everybody said, oh, put some lipstick on. So I was like, okay. So then I put a little color sometimes, but generally I'm as natural as possible because I found it to be more healthy at this point. And I had to detox also because I was so I didn't know why I couldn't lose weight. I couldn't do certain things. And all of a sudden I realized the processed foods and all what you're putting on your body and what have you was causing a lot of challenges. And I started using certain supplements that would allow me to be better, So basically, are you a vegan at this point, or are you?
I am not fully vegan at this time. I was raw vegan for several years.
Okay.
And it took me a long time to have to come to terms with the fact that it wasn't the best for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best diet for my body type.
Right.
So I have to have more of a balanced diet, but no matter what, I think the one thing that everyone can agree on is that our diet should be primarily lots of greens. Like, no matter what, we should be eating lots of vegetables, fruits, quantities depend from person to person. I have to be pretty careful with fruits and sugars
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
I have a lot of diabetes in my family, so I'm starting to become much more conscious
Yeah,
of that.
yeah.
But I have berries and a handful of berries
Right.
and things like that. But yeah, actually, my diet is something I'm always
Looking for.
improving
No, definitely.
on
Actually, I
and
went back
working
to
on.
school for health coaching, and I found when I did my detox, I found that because I was trying to stay away and I was just eating vegetables, and my hair started falling out. So because I needed some protein, extra protein, and fish wasn't doing it. I had to have a little something. So I had to have the chicken. I had to have, but I try to do organic, so I can't really do anything but organic because I do
Yeah.
feel the difference. It's not cool. And you wake up and, and I actually, when I turned about 40, I became allergic to a lot of things. So hormones and stuff, things that I had never been allergic to. So I was having skin rashes all over my body. I didn't have headaches, but I did have everything else. So
Yep.
I definitely can relate,
Yeah, I think everyone has different symptoms.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, fortunately, my mom is pretty health conscious.
Yeah, yeah.
But we definitely had to have like everything all organic. And
Yeah.
my niece is always like, if there's something she doesn't want to share with me, she'll be like, "It's not organic."
She knows how to get you.
Yeah, she's like, "You don't want this. It's not organic."
So being that you were into fashion and designing and what have you, so you had to change your way of what you wear, and so and the fact that people are using, well, I know that the leather and all that kind of stuff had a lot, well, they have the hormones and the all the pesticides and all that, so that's probably what was affecting you, right?
Basically, what happens with most mass-produced leather products is that it's finished with very toxic chemicals. You've probably heard of chrome tanning.
Yeah.
It's a chemical that basically never leaves the environment. So, and the more I've read about it, there's just absolutely pretty much nothing good about most, 90% of tanneries. There are some people that I've heard of that do traditional tanning, maybe in France, and like very artisan, using vegetable tanning and things like that. But I just feel at this day and age with new materials that are available that are sustainably produced, that I've been able to be happy with the alternatives and provide a solution for a lot of the vegans and people that just don't want to add more suffering to the world. It's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
So
Right now you're focusing on the shoes, and we have some shoes here. And so the clothes you aren't doing right now, or?
yeah, right now. I went to school for fashion design in Parsons for clothing. So I do have my degree in clothing, but right now I think shoes and accessory is where I worked most of my career. So that's where accessories in general is where I've worked.
Right.
That's where I have the most experience, so that's where I feel the most comfortable starting at. Maybe eventually I would add some clothing, but I think right now I definitely have my hands full. We're slowly adding on a new types of shoes every season.
So basically, at this point, and I see your catalog, and you have some very interesting things, and and these are not leather.
That's right. This is an Italian. We call it vegan leather, but it's actually breathable, and it actually does mold to your skin in the same way that leather does. It's sustainably produced in Italy in a facility that uses solar panels, so they're very eco-conscious.
Yeah.
And because it doesn't come from an animal skin, it's fully traceable. So one of the issues that what's happening now is Bangladesh, really leather is being produced in the poorest countries, in the poorest communities, and there are people like standing knee deep in harsh chemicals that are pretty much definitely going to give them cancer. Their children have all these issues, and the whole town is considered a dead zone. There's one particular place in Bangladesh that's basically a big problem, environmental problem for the country, and they have to figure out what to do because everyone has to leave because it doesn't support life anymore.
Yeah.
And even the reporters, when they go there to do stories about it, they basically get sick and get symptoms, and it's just, they compared it to a living hell. So,
because everything's toxic there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no life. All the animals. There's no wildlife. And it's just only happens in the poorest places of the world where you have to be
People
absolutely destitute to work in that kind of job. And then these same skins get shipped over to Italy to produce what is considered luxury leather goods. There's no stamping on your final product that it says where the leather is from. So when you buy it, you don't know where the leather is from.
Right.
It could say Italian leather. That means it was finished in Italy, but it doesn't necessarily mean. And there's a very small chance that it was made from, a cow that was raised locally in Italy. So environmentally, you can just imagine, like, the skins have to be shipped in refrigerators. It's just like endless, on and on and on and on. Like, I could just go on and on. And it's not easy to find alternatives that look just
these
as
are
rich.
Beautiful. And so do you have, like, wide width and all that for, people like me that have the wide, big feet? And
well, what we did for the first time is we did offer 2 different calf widths. Because a lot of women that have very skinny calves were complaining just as much as women that wanted a little bit more room in their calves.
Yeah.
And so for me, basically, part of sustainability is that it has to be something that you really cherish and that you really do wear.
Right.
So, I mean, sometimes fast fashion is so inexpensive that you could just buy it, you don't like it, you get sick of it, you could just throw it out. And it's just so affordable to do that. It's less than the price of going out for dinner, But I try to make things that are long-lasting, and the way I design is it's kind of an ongoing story that every season we do a different type of style to add to your wardrobe, and we don't overproduce, and we don't. I also, for myself, obviously, I like to have a quality of life, and I'm not all about making money and taking over the market. I just want to do something that I would wear, that I know my friends would like, that I know people will really value, and then we just do that really well that season, and next season we do something fresh and new. But it's not about everything for everyone and taking over the market and that whole mentality.
So I noticed that you have these boots that aren't boots, but it's just like the legs, which is kind of cool because you don't necessarily, you just put it on your favorite shoes and keep on walking, and your feet are comfortable. So I like that. That's kind of
This
real
is
cool.
a concept, that we did for this season. It's called a convertible boot. We didn't invent the concept. It's been done before.
Yeah, it's like chaps a little bit.
It's definitely been done before, but I wanted to really do it in a really classic, like a really classic, sleek-looking, updated ankle boot with a wood. It's a solid wood heel. Usually heels are made of plastic. And then you have the option to put the upper, and these come in narrow and in a wider width. And it's pretty easy. You just put your little upper on, and then you slip your little booty in.
Wow.
And they're great for traveling if you're traveling between climates like I am. And so,
those are
and it
really
goes
smart.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time really going over the fit so that it would look really flattering on the leg.
Right.
Yep.
Those are beautiful.
So that's basically how it works. Yep.
Wow.
We just started shipping this week, and we're getting really good reviews, so I'm really happy about that.
No, they're beautiful. So is it affordable, or is it very, very...
These, I consider them affordable. It's not, I don't think I'm a designer brand, but I think our customers are the type that they do shop in places like Stella McCartney because she's like the best example of a sustainable designer today. She only uses vegan leathers also in her bags and shoes. So these run for, on our website, this 2-in-1 boot is $299.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's basically the same price as brands like, might be even a little less than brands like Tory Burch, like really popular American brands. So it's affordable.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, you're getting 2 boots.
Right.
So,
Right.
so I definitely do try and make it as accessible as possible.
Right.
But it's never going to be, like certain prices like that you'll see at places like TJ Maxx or discounters or things like that. Because we do produce small quantities. They're made in Spain, so most shoes are made in China. So I just want to know that the workers are getting paid a real middle class salary,
Right.
not poverty level at all, and the quality goes into the craftsmanship.
So what kind of material is the?
This is an Italian polyurethane. That's what the material is.
Okay.
And it's lined in also an Italian microsuede, and they're all breathable. Honestly, it's the best looking and feeling material that I've found.
Yeah.
I found it. I had to go to check them out. I took a lot of time to find it. It took a lot of trial and error, but
It's nice.
our customers are really happy with them.
Yeah.
And we also sell like a shoe protecting kit, just because I really want to encourage people to take care of their shoes and have them last a long time.
Yeah, well, if you're spending that money,
Yeah.
you want to make sure that it's going to be, and they do look very much like leather. Wow.
And most of our customers come back to us every season.
Really?
Yeah, I have to say I have the best customers. It's always the same names, like, half the customers always come back.
Right.
And
Is it just boots or you have shoes?
Yeah, we have sandals and we have we started more with flats.
Okay.
And we just started doing these like 2-inch heels because they give you a little bit of heel, but they're not.
Right. No, I'm
not too high.
No, I'm not into all that. I
don't
I'm
think
an
I'll
old girl right now anyway, so it's just like, I'm sorry. I may look young, but but no. Mm-mm.
I don't. I just need something practical. I need to be able to
comfortable.
walk.
Yeah,
I understand they're not going to feel like sneakers, but they actually do have a lot of cushion and support, and they have a natural cork insole to absorb.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
That's pretty good.
so they're really
Are
comfortable.
yours?
Yes.
We just found that she fits into
Really?
a size 35.
Oh, that's so cute.
She was very excited.
35. Wait a minute.
That's
what, a
a women's
size
35.
5.
Is that a 7? In
No, that's like
Five.
a size 5
5.
women's.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, that's so cute.
yeah. That's our sandal that we just
Wow.
did
Okay.
for last spring summer.
Nice. Very nice.
Yes.
And they all have like the high top, or they do have a flatter top. Those are like more like a high top.
Yeah, these are like a boot. Yeah, they're like cut out booties. But yeah, there's all different types.
They're comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I normally do not wear heels, and I have a pair of that same style in a cork material, which is very interesting as well. And I can wear those heels.
Really? Yeah.
I can wear those. Yeah, I can't wear. It has something to do with the width of it. It's a little bit wider.
Yeah,
It's not a
yeah,
tiny little
yeah,
heel.
yeah.
And then somehow the angle and, like she said, the cushioning inside.
And it's well
it makes a
made.
difference.
Yeah, it makes a difference when you make them good, and you take care of it. You're just not making it just to make it. You're making it because you really care. And that's what's important, because a lot of people don't really care. They just out there for the money.
And
So,
the
you want to make money, of course. That's, you have to.
Yeah,
But,
we have to keep going,
know.
but we also accept returns, so we can't. If something's not working, I would just get all these returns, and we like to have minimal returns, and we like our customers to come back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, that's basically with my company that I work with. We have give them a 90-day guarantee. So
exactly.
the thing is, our efficacy of our products have to be good, because otherwise they would be coming back. So, and we don't really have a lot of comebacks. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. It definitely, because you just want to have that best quality, you know. So I know when I first met you, you had the organic top on. So are you still buying organic clothes too, or?
I do definitely. I like to buy as much organic clothing as possible, or if not, clothing from local designers, or friends who are designers that I like. Like this sweater dress is from a friend from her company. She's based in Boston. It's called Brass. And she just designs, this is 100% cotton, and she just designed dresses that are really flattering for all body shapes.
Right.
So, I don't know, I just prefer to buy from companies that I know and support them rather than...
Because cotton and all that is GMO. A
Yes.
lot of the cotton is GMO, so it's toxic. So you have to be really concerned about that because it's on your skin.
Yes.
And, well, even the soaps and stuff like that, it's like kind of crazy. I'm like, oh my, because my mom just got diagnosed with 4th stage cancer. So I'm trying to, okay, Ma. And she's like, well, I don't want to get fat. I'm like, okay, but you want ice cream and pizza, but you're not worried about, eating this other crap. I'm trying to bring you vegetables, but she'll eat it when I bring it. But I'm like, don't eat crackers that aren't non-GMO. I'm trying. I'm like, no, don't bring it there. Because I can see it changes the body and the mind, and it causes toxicity. So, it makes sense. So I'm like, okay, Ma, here's better soap. Here's some shampoo. Because you have to be so conscious.
Yeah.
And, like I'm still using perfumes, but I know I have to start using more oils and stuff like that.
Yeah, essential oils.
Right. The essential oils. And they smell just as good. So, lavender and all those nice...
Geranium, rose.
Yes. So that's alternatives, you have to go with the alternatives that are going to be more healthy. And they're actually healing.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
I use all essential oils.
Yeah. So
And they can wake you up. They can help you focus.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where my body's acting the best it has in 50 plus years. I'm like, at 2 years old, they told my parents I would be 200 pounds by the age of 12. I was. And because I was brought up with the TV dinners and all the processed foods, and that's what they knew, and that's what I knew until I finally, the great aha, You're lucky God blessed you, like you said. If
at an early age,
at an early age, so you found what your body needed. And it's, and now it's taking you to such different levels, and it's amazing, it really is. So have you always done your work here in New York, and now since you're in...
I basically I can do the designing anywhere.
Right.
We do some production in India too, so I go to India, I go to Spain for production. I also have people there who help me with just keeping an eye on production, but I have factories that I trust and that are really great. It takes a while to get there, but and all the shipping, my mom helps me out a lot with inventory and warehousing. Even Natalia, we're like shipping out. We had huge orders to ship out this week, and
Really?
the whole family helps. Stuart, my stepdad,
Really?
Yeah, Stuart will help out. Like he'll ship if we have like an order at a local store in the East Village. And he's been vegetarian a long time, so he's super excited that we're doing cruelty-free, ethical footwear. And he it's the places he used to shop at anyway. Like one great one is called Lou Shoes. It's in the East Village.
Okay.
And he's like, so he delivers the shoes himself in person.
Really?
Like the little order, he'll bring it in the van down there. So yeah, I mean, we're starting small, and I feel that anyway. In the first few years of business, you learn so much. So I'd rather learn it in a smaller scale, and then we have gotten interest from bigger stores for wholesale orders. So that's definitely what's next for us over the next year. But
we want to keep the quality though.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to
that's
keep the
definitely
quality. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they're beautiful, and I'm
Thank
looking.
you.
Oh, I don't know whether y'all gonna have my size because, as I said, my feet are wide. So, and then I have the big calf. So, but beautiful. I am looking forward to. Well, maybe I'll just have to get a little booty. but definitely, I would like to try on some stuff
Yes,
before.
definitely.
Because
We'll
you're gonna be leaving when?
Well, I go back to Abu Dhabi Wednesday, but all the shoes are here in New York.
Oh, okay.
With my mom.
I'll be going over there anyway for my art therapy.
Yep, we'll have the art session and maybe slip in a little shoe fitting.
Looking forward to it. Because I was an artist back in the day, too.
Oh.
I always thought I was going to be doing some kind of fashion or whatever, but it didn't work out. I figured I just wasn't that creative, unfortunately, so I needed to pay my bills. So I'm now just a scientist. But so I was a microbiologist for a very long time. So that's where my whole passion came from, helping people. And I wanted to be a doctor or whatever. Then I realized I didn't want to go to school so that long. So it's like, but I still like the arts, and that's why we're doing the art date. So I can't wait, because it's been so long, So do you think you're going to start branching out to do clothes again? And
I think right now we still have more places to get to with wholesale and other. We do sell in Europe, and I think there are other markets that are definitely interested in our shoes, like Australia.
Really?
Australia's really into ethical fashion and sustainable design.
Right.
I think right now in Europe the leaders are London and Germany. So I think we still have like different places to get to before we start expanding.
So, okay. So
into another category.
How long have you been doing this? How long?
About 3 years.
And the name of the company is Bahava?
Bhava, yes.
Bhava.
Bhava. It's a Sanskrit word,
and
it means an emotion.
Emotion.
Yeah.
Explore new grounds. Interesting. So this is your, third or fourth? How many years that?
This is like our sixth season. And
Oh, okay. And so you do sandals, and then the boots, and
we're gonna do a little pump, like a little heel, like our first little dressy heel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's coming up next.
Because I like to dance, so I need a nice shoe for my dancing. I was taking some tango at one point,
right?
But I'm also like a hustle. I like to hustle and Latin, so I need my Latin shoes.
Yeah, I think the heels are probably around 2 inches. It's like everywhere where we produce in Spain is actually specifically a comfort factory.
Yeah.
So they're not even actually used to doing like New York fashion type of styles.
Right.
But I tell them always like keep your interior construction, keep that comfort in it.
Right.
We'll just change the upper outer to make it a little bit better for our market, because definitely most of our customers are here in New York.
Right.
But
no, it's beautiful, and because I see the ones you have on now, right?
These are the same ones in tan color.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you have different colors besides the black.
Yes.
You have the tan. What other colors do you have?
This style comes in tan and black.
Okay. So do you have like a burgundy and?
Not yet. I think next year we are going to do.
Yeah.
I think for next fall, because we have been getting good feedback on these, I think we'll add another color to them for next fall.
Cool. So basically, you just do the black and the tan, and your
just
sandals.
For this season.
And what about
sandals? We started working with a very cool new fabric, which is actually an embossed natural cork with a hand painted finish, but it's embossed to look like kind of like a snake print. So it's not snake,
really? How
but it
cool.
has like an exotic look.
Yeah,
And actually,
yeah,
we
yeah.
got a little bit of press on that, and it's just a very cool hand painted material
You couldn't do
that
the
I found
boot
in Spain.
in that too?
You know, I think it's great for sandals, but I think when the material's going over the toe area with the boot, I don't know. We may sample one up and see how it is, because that would be really cool.
Yeah, that sounds, I can vision it because I'm all about the vision.
Yep, exactly.
Well, or
That would
maybe
be
in
cool.
the upper.
Yeah, it would have to be maybe in another.
Oh yeah, that's true. You just have, like, and then you put a side. I can help you with design.
You're getting excited.
Oh my
Jen.
gosh, it's like it's going back to see. I feel like when I was younger, I was so creative, and then you kind of lose it, and then you forget, and then now I'm going to my second childhood. So here I go. I'm getting creative again. But I'm just so happy you came on out and started sharing and Natalia, she's like so happy about you and it's just really cool that the whole family is excited about what you and helping you do this venture. So the thing is, everything is imported though, right? So you do all your factories and out of
It's
the
produced
country.
in Spain, and they
Yeah.
ship it. They ship it to our European stores and accounts. They get it direct from Spain, and then they ship all the U.S. orders here to New York, and they go through customs, and we get them here, and then we ship them out to our customers.
I'm impressed because, so you're probably about what? I'm not going to ask how old.
I'm 39 now.
You're 39? Wow. That's really, really very good. I know your mom is very proud, and you're doing it. You're doing it really good.
Yes,
And-
well, I couldn't do it without my family, because
yeah.
we don't, I didn't do it. A lot of people that start a company, they went to business school, and then they raise, a lot of people, what they're doing now is they raise funding of millions of dollars, and they start their company, and then they see if it survives.
Yeah.
But I'd rather test it out slowly and see what really works, and then not owe anybody a whole bunch of money and go slow. And
So you do have a factory or a warehouse that or is it your house?
It's called my basement.
Okay.
Yes.
yes, which we are gonna have to move out of there pretty soon, because we're about full, but it's pretty full, but
Yeah. Oh wow, how cool. Well, you are so blessed. So when you coming back to New York? Because you're leaving. Is your husband here now, or?
no, he's in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're going to be going
He's
back.
back at work, so I'm gonna go back there, and then I try to come back like every 3 months, so I should be
Okay.
back soon, but we don't know yet. Oh yes, they're gonna visit me. They can't wait. They're super excited.
We're going to go and visit
When are you all going out
in
there?
March,
Oh,
hopefully.
okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
So maybe.
How long's the trip to go out there?
It's actually like it's about 14 or 16 hours,
Oh gosh,
depending if you get a nonstop,
that's a long trip. That is a long
and it's
trip.
9 hours ahead. The time zone is 9 hours. ahead.
Really? Wow. Wow.
I'm not
Okay.
used to going to sleep like that.
Yes.
Well, that should be fun now. That should be fun, especially to have your. So it's just going to be you two going, or?
Well, hopefully my husband will be coming
Okay,
with us too.
okay,
Yes.
That's cool. Cool. Well,
We're looking forward to it.
well, Agnes, I know that we're going to touch on you a little bit. Okay, to have this beautiful daughter and supporting and your granddaughter, and I know she was inspired by you because you being an artist, so you probably just wore, and rubbed off a little bit, because did you ever design or do any kind of?
Well, actually, I come from like a family with artistic talent. My grandmother had her own printing shop,
Okay.
and My mother is also very artistic and creative. She did
drew
a
a picture of our cats.
yes, and she was very much into puppet making.
Oh,
Actually,
really?
my mom was, yes,
Oh, wow.
and I remember when Fran was 3 years old and she started going to preschool, she would be looking at what all the other girls were wearing, and she would be very definite about what she wanted to wear, and she would actually, because I would sew her dresses in those days.
Oh, really?
And so she would get involved in telling me how she wanted her dresses to be sewn.
Really?
Yes.
At 3 years old?
At 3 years old.
Wow.
And
That's very, very
very, very young.
detailed.
Yes.
Wow, she knew.
She knew, and at a very, very young age, she had. She never was much into dolls. Her favorite gift was always a new box of markers, and she'd go
Really?
through
Drawing.
them like crazy.
Really? That's so cool.
Yes, yes.
That's so, where'd you go to high school?
I'm here in Valley Stream in Long Island.
Okay. Because I went to Music and Art High School.
Oh, wow.
The famed school.
Yeah.
For drawing. Yeah. So,
Wow, cool.
yeah. But I'm surprised you didn't get out there. I guess because you were in Long Island, so.
Yeah, I just went to regular high school.
Yeah, because probably, okay. They didn't even give us a commercial. I should have, but I guess we didn't need. Tommy's like, hey, hey. But, because we only have 5 more minutes.
Wow, that went by really quick.
We went that by. So you're going to have to give us our website and all that kind of stuff, how to get in contact with you. And, wow, it's just really fast, because I know people
really
are going to be interested in seeing.
Well, the website is, should I just say what it is? It's bavastudio.com, but it's spelled BHAVA studio STUDIO.com.
And you have a...
My email, if you want to get in touch with me, is francisca@bavastudio.com. So that's FRANCISCA do I look there? Sorry, at bavastudio.com. And it's Bava, BH, the H is silent, AVA, studio.com. Yep, you can see all our routes. They're just uploaded on the site. We actually don't have that many left. We only have like 1 or 2 per size because, I don't know, they went fast with pre-orders.
Well, that's kind of good.
Because there's only so many we can hold in the basement.
This is a family business, and that's kind of cool. But now we're going to branch out.
Yeah.
And but you have to get me a wide, okay? I need a wide with, I'll deal with something like this. This is me.
Yes.
Definitely me. I like
yes,
something
I definitely
like
could
this.
see you in that.
Yes. I don't know. We can do the calf. I could use something. Actually, I have a young lady I met a couple of months ago, and we were on Facebook, and I was reaching out to a young lady that I haven't seen since 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that. And so we were talking about PS 147. And so when this young lady chimed in, and she's like, let's all get together, because we all went to PS 147. Kind of, long story short, she knew my next door neighbor, and she's a designer. And so she does like knits and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
And so it reminds me of your boot, but she had sleeves.
Right.
She made sleeves, which was so cool, and it's just like attaches so that, because I don't like, like sleeveless, so just attach it, and then it's like sleeves.
Yeah,
so you all need to get together. She's gonna have the boots. I mean, you have the boots and the shoes, and then she got the clothes there.
Yep.
So
multi-use.
Yes.
Fashion.
Yes. So it's kind of cool, and you being conscious of the environment, and that's important, because people are really getting so sick because of what they're putting on, what they're putting in all over. So, I know that's why my mom ended up getting so sick. And I've been sick for all my life. And now I feel well because I started being aware of what's going on. So, you know, even though it struggled and you had the headaches for all these years, and now you know, and you're being, you know, so to share all this with everybody, it's amazing, and it's really, I I feel like
I have another thing to mention actually. Another thing that I started a few years ago is called the Ethical Fashion Academy. So I would do like free events in New York and get to know a lot of people and in ethical fashion. So just really quickly, if anyone's interested in learning about more in general about ethical fashion, it's separate from my shoes, just something I do to raise awareness.
That's cool.
And it's called the ethicalfashionacademy.com.
You have, okay, so you have a website and everything?
Yeah, so I've had a website a while, and we have like a big, great Facebook group of people that share all their sustainable design businesses, actually.
Okay, so I'm going to have to friend you and, and like your page and what have you. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's getting more and more interesting every year. So.
Wow. Okay, well, we're going to have to say bye.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you all, my new friends.
Thank you so much.
And, well, we're going to be back. I don't know whether we're going to be back next week or the week after. I have to see who's coming. But we'll be back for sure. And thanks for tuning in. And passion for life. Live your life with Dee and Friends. Take care.
Okay.